Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very important video from SAF ForLearningItQuick. My name is Dinesh Balakrishnan, and today we're just going to take a look at how to take proper notes in class. This video was created based on a bit of demand from the faculty. They did ask me to create this video specifically to show you the various ways in which you can take notes in university. Now, traditionally, I'm assuming everyone here that I'm talking to has attended high school. You're likely to have had an experience where you're relying entirely on notebook. It's all handwritten notes or something of that nature. You have a textbook with you for the duration of the school year, and you're kind of basically copying out notes from that textbook onto a notepad. But I wanted to show you there's so many different options that you can work with in university. And in particular, I want to point out these three specific ways that I've seen my colleagues rely on to take their notes. First and foremost, without a laptop, I honestly don't know how I would have survived this far. But hey, for some of us, laptop isn't a necessity. Some people rely on computers that are available on campus. But I strongly encourage you to have a laptop. It is your best friend for anything, basically, and with free Wi-Fi on campus, why not? That's my answer to those who think that you can live without a laptop. But there's again various ways in which you can take note. You can obviously type. You can type out your notes as you sit there in class. You can write or draw your notes, as I tend to do more often. And I've even had some people who bring in like a personal audio recorder, and with the permission of some of the professors, you can indeed record their lectures. Some professors even create video, videos of their own lectures and post those online in the online learning software that we use, which is called Desire to Learn. And they basically post those videos on there for you to see. So there's various mediums in which you can take notes, and more often than not, what you're going to find is you're going to rely on a combination of these mediums. So what I do when I'm in class, when I'm sitting down at a lecture, is ahead of time, the professor usually releases PowerPoint slides. So in preparation for the class, what I'll do is take a look at the PowerPoint slides. Briefly, I'm going to read through them, trying to understand what topics we're going to cover in that class. And if there's chapter readings that need to be done ahead of time, I'll probably do those ahead of time as well, just so that I know that in the event questions get taken up in class, I'm not completely lost. And the worst feeling is you're sitting in class and the professor is talking on and on about a specific topic that you have no idea because you didn't have a chance to prepare, and you've basically wasted an hour and a half of the lecture time. So be in the position where you're prepared to go into class with answers to contribute, with meaningful questions that you can ask that really engage and push forward the discussion that's taking place in class. So again, I said we can either type your notes, you can write or draw your notes, or you can record your notes, but with express permission of your professor. Before you head on to this term, I know a lot of you, you still have that high school experience rubbing off on you, but I want you to, before you begin this term, look back at your high school experience and look back at the things that worked for you and the things that didn't work for you, especially with regards to how you take notes and how you retain that knowledge. A lot of times you're going to find that just reading a textbook cover to cover is not going to work anymore, because many times it's about synthesizing information. It's about integrating knowledge across courses. And it doesn't just work if you pick up your AFM 101 textbook and start with the first page and read all the way up to the 670 something page. It's not going to work the same way in university as it did in high school. So recognize those differences and try and create certain study habits, study strategies that you can use on a consistent basis week after week to keep ahead of what's required for the next class. So things like if you know you have to read chapter 3 by Tuesday, and today is Saturday, hey, spend maybe an hour and a half today, Saturday or even Sunday. Just spend an hour and a half, read the chapter ahead of time, look at the requirements for the class. If there's questions that need to be answered, do those ahead of time, because more likely than not, your professor is expecting all of you to complete those questions before you attend class. Now, one thing I did find in a couple of my peers is if you're one of those people who, you buy a textbook, you buy it brand spanking new, you pull out a highlighter and you just go crazy. You just highlight every word that you possibly come across. I mean, the moment you open the textbook, you start and you just highlight continuously. It's one continuous highlight till the end of the textbook. Avoid highlighting the entire textbook is my message to you, because now what you've done is basically negated the effect of highlighting. It's kind of like handing in a report that you've typed in caps lock. I mean, everything is emphasized. If everything's emphasized, then nothing is emphasized. So avoid highlighting your entire textbook if you can. I can't even write in my textbook. I get really paranoid if there's even a mark or a tiny pencil dot or anything that appears on any of my pages. I get super paranoid. So I avoid any written thing in my textbook altogether. I like to stick to OneNote. Microsoft has a great software called OneNote that you can use to take all your notes, be it typed or handwritten. And I'm just going to show you an example of chapter notes that I'm taking right now for one of my fall term courses in 4th year. This is AFM 451 Audit Strategy. And what you're looking at is essentially, my version of chapter 1 of the textbook. Now, these are all notes that I've done on my own, and it's basically for me to internalize this information. And if you ask me a question about this chapter, I'd honestly be able to answer any of those questions, because I've taken the notes, I've taken what's important from the textbook and put it in here. I've not written out paragraphs. I rely on a lot of underlining. I rely on a lot of color, diagrams, and arrows pointing every which way. My notes are complex to anyone else who looks at it, but to me it makes sense. And that's what's important to recognize early in your first year, is to find a style that makes sense for you and use it to its fullest, because you're writing your notes for yourself. You're writing it in a way that you're supposed to understand. And if you type out the entire textbook again, it's honestly not doing you any good. So I hope this sort of helps you out a bit in recognizing some of the challenges, but also recognizing some of potential styles in which you can take notes. Now, one great video I came across on YouTube is actually by this person named Nikki the Brat. She has a series of videos that she uses to try and explain different ways in which she takes notes, and her highlighting styles, her handwriting styles. I even see a video here on staying organized, school tips. So she has a lot of different tips and tricks that you can use to stay ahead of the curve and to maximize your energy management in this term and build those strong work ethic, the study habits that you need to succeed. So I hope this video has been a bit of help to you, and there's going to be a couple more videos coming out like this that basically give you a bit of tidbit on how to take notes, how to structure an essay, or even other types of topics. You could even suggest topics in the comment section below. But for the time being, best of luck, and honestly, best wishes in your very first term in university. So take care and goodbye.